So you've done the self-help and you've dipped into some personal development, but now you ask the question, now what? What can you do? Well, if you want to escape the apathy, step right this way. So twice a year, I teach a course called Autonomy. It's a 12-week personal development and training course. What people get out of it is multifaceted. There's curriculum, there's exercises, there's camaraderie, you make new friends. There's a whole lot of interesting things. We're going to hear a sample from the course right now in its ongoing season. Let's take a look at the value these students are getting.
I came across Richard's work in 2015, and I was so blown away at his body of work with his Peace Revolution podcast that it gave me tremendous value being able to find something I can latch onto that was a thread through history that kind of tied it all together to give me an understanding of how we got here. I was so overwhelmed with gratitude that I reached out to Richard because I saw him putting together a course and I wanted to help him give back to this man who had given me so much value. And if you guys know his older work, he gave all that stuff out for free, man. He was not making, he did not have a paywall in order to see that work. So I offered to help him out for free. I just wanted to see him succeed. And so we started working together on the Autonomy course. And now 9 seasons later, I've gone through this material 9 times. My first time going through it, I was floored. The community was wild. We had a very loose structure back then. We had massive technical issues constantly, but we were demonstrating how to grow and learn in real time in front of an audience. Richard was demonstrating this. I learned to do this, and it was a lot of fun. But as I said, the path is much more trodden and wider now, and so there's less things for us to trip up on. And so you guys get the benefit of seeing the success of those that came before you. I'm really excited to introduce some of those people that have been here helping shape the community, adding value to it. And I'm really excited to hear what projects.
Hey, before you can do that, I gotta correct you.
Huh.
Now you're misleading this whole audience. We got nearly 80 people here. I was about to climb Mount Everest, and Joshua walks up to me and he's like, "What are you about to do?" I said, "I'm going to climb Mount Everest." He's like, "Oh, how are you going to do it?" And I said, I'm going to record this course and I'm going to put it behind my paywall. And I've already got people in." And he's like, "Oh, that's all great." He's like, I climb mountains all the time, because he has a marketing company. I had a consulting company. It was like chocolate and peanut butter. It was going to get together eventually, but not yet. So he says, look at some of the clients that I have that are offering courses online. And here's this infrastructure called Teachable is the first thing we use. Now you guys use Kajabi for the course infrastructure. So he shows me. And so he's basically saying, you're a naive climber. You're not going to make this. Like, you have good intentions, but I've seen what it takes. And what he pointed out was me pre-filming and being the single editor to do all that footage meant it was going to take a super long time. There'd be no dynamic interactivity. You would have the course material. But what he brought to the table was market and industry knowledge and know-how to say, I have an offer to the market. He's like, here's how to 10X it right away. And so for the first season of Autonomy, he got in first as a student, and then he pitched me with a short video that made a lot of sense. And then I got a meeting with him in December. And then by January, when we launched the course, we already had teachable infrastructure. We had the community infrastructure that I was going to save for season 2. We had such a demand. I was like, let's step it up and offer all the value as fast as we can. And then we've just been growing as fast as, the environment has dictated, it's over the past, 4 or 5 years now. So it's been exciting.
I was really impatient with how long it took the deep end to turn around and get produced before you could put it out there, man. You're talking about current events and they were no longer current. So I was
we would do a show Josh was referring to, like we did it like a 4-hour roundtable show with me and my buddies, and it was in person and it was filmed with real cameras and real film. So it would take like 60 hours to edit the show, and then it comes out like 2 weeks later because I'm the editor also. I'm wearing 15 hats back then. And so interacting with Joshua allowed me to take several of those hats, delegate them to an authority who's better at it than I am, and it gets it done. And then I can focus on the highest and best value of my time. And that's the best place to put myself in a growth mode. And that's what you guys are here to do in your first season too.
That's where we adopted the do it live mindset. And that's just get out there, try, fail, get back up, try again. And we were able to capture all that content of Richard's first season in a live version versus him trying to overly produce it as his natural way of doing things, to be able to just learn from that, which gave him feedback, and the next season was even better.
Yeah, and once you go Sherpa, you never go back. I mean, that's the way it goes. You want a climbing partner that knows the equipment, knows how to bridge the crevasse up the ladder over the ice and these sort of things. So it's much safer and more strategic. So you guys are going to find people in here that you're going to have camaraderie with, that you might want to form teams with. You might want to have staff your startup business, or you already have a business. You want to staff some other qualified people there, right? So what you guys are going to encounter is, and you're going to see it tonight, wide spectrum of people to whom this course is applicable. We have ages like 18 through 85. We have people from all around the world. We have people of different religions, colors, creeds, nationalities, all these different political persuasions. They all can get along here because we limit the scope, and we also have a framework of freedom versus slavery. We choose freedom. We choose non-slavery. So there's no masters, no slaves. We're going to treat each other with excellence. We have rules of integrity and morality and ethics that make very good sense. I mean, they're very simple, and we should learn these things at a younger age, but our society doesn't afford us such opportunities. So we have courses like this. We get straightened out in that way. We build ourselves and our network, and then we add the super skills and, the skeleton key for success, the Swiss Army knife for life, those real skills, methods, principles, strategies, and tactics. They're going to be used every day for the rest of your life if you engage in this course thoroughly.
And my success is because of this course. I really can say that. And I'm constantly learning still, and I get to work alongside Richard. So I get a bit of executive training from him, and I constantly fall down on my face, but I've definitely learned to keep on going. And it's been a real journey to see, knowing where I come from, how far I've come. And I'm extremely proud to be working alongside Richard and the rest of this team. We have about 20 people that it takes to run a season of Autonomy. And so I'm really excited to be introducing them tonight. And then once we get through those, and I would love to hear from our graduates from previous seasons to see how they've gained success using what they've learned in Autonomy as well.
Everyone's doing some kind of self-help these days, and you can find a million self-help courses out there. Most other courses out there are hosting lectures, they're hosting videos, they're maybe even doing Q&As, and these are great starting points to encourage learning. But at Autonomy, we believe that hands-on practice is the best way to really lock in what we're learning. There's no better way to gain confidence and mastery than through action. After each lecture, we practice the concepts we've learned with other students, giving and receiving feedback in a non-judgmental environment. The result is mastery of concepts like entrepreneurship, ethical sales, and self-reliance in an environment that directly translates to the real world. Plus, you make connections with other like-minded individuals who are learning right alongside you, and you have a lifetime membership in the community. The Autonomy course with Richard Grove equips you with confidence, competence, and courage in a world filled with confusion and noise. You can learn more at getautonomy.info. We'll see you there.